Okay, we are going to take a look at points in space. So when we think about points in space, that's three-dimensional. Um, and so here would be an example. When we're talking three-dimensional, we have an x, a y, and a z. So when we write it as an ordered pair, it's x comma y comma z. So if you just look at this example here, your x-axis comes out, your y-axis runs horizontally, and then your z-axis runs vertically. So think of this as like a corner of your bedroom. This would be the wall here. Here's a wall here, and then here would be the corner of the wall going up to the ceiling. So you would come 3 in the x direction, 4 in the y direction, and then come up 2. So this point is really sitting like in the middle of the air in your bedroom, if you think about it like that. Um, so those are your points in space. And the first thing we want to think about is finding distance and midpoint with points in space. So there's your two formulas. Essentially, the only thing that changed is that we added a z to each of them. So if you covered up that z and you didn't see the z part, that would be our distance and midpoint formula that we already know. So if you're in space, then you just have to add the z. So let's try an example of one. So it says find the distance of A, B. So we are going to just plug it into our formula there. And it's going to say AB is equal to the square root. And in no particular order, it's going to be 4 minus a negative 2 squared plus negative 3 minus a negative 4 squared plus 1 minus a negative 1 squared. So when we calculate each of those, that's going to give me 36 plus 1 plus 4, which gives me the square root of 41. So then AB distance is the square root of 41. So you could leave it as the square root of 41, or you could go 3 sig fig on that. Okay, so then the midpoint formula means we're just going to add the x's, divide by 2, add the y's, divide by 2, and add the um, z's and divided by 2. So I have 4 plus a negative 2 divided by 2. And then I have negative 3 plus a negative 4 divided by 2. And then I have 1 plus a negative 1 divided by 2. So when we do that, our midpoint of AB is going to be 1 comma negative 7 halves comma 0. You could also write that as 1 comma negative 3.5 comma 0. It doesn't matter because they mean the same thing. But that would be your midpoint. So midpoint distance formula, you just have to add that extra part for your z, and that is points in space.